Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a day in the life of maternity leave with a newborn, and this is a normal day at home, how Emmy and I are spending our days. To be honest, we haven't had a lot of normal days at home, mostly because we've had visitors, we've been out to appointments, we've been over to see my mum and dad, we've been over to see Ben's mum and dad, all sorts of different family things going on, been for meals, been out for lunch. We seem to do something every day, so I've only had like 3 or 4 of these days where we've actually been at home all day long. So I've just got up. As you can tell, I'm literally haven't had a shower yet. I'm still in my dressing gown, and Emmy is over there still in her Chico next to me cot. It is about 8:30. We've had 1 morning feed already. So Emmy slept last night from about 10:30, which is our normal bedtime for us. So well, technically she went to sleep about 8 o'clock, which I count as like her nighttime sleeping. She slept until about 10:15 when we came up to bed, and we're all ready for bed. Then she had her nighttime feed. That was a dream feed, so she basically stayed asleep during that. Slept until 4:30 last night. Oh, you talking? Slept until about 4:30, which is a bit unusual for her nowadays. She normally goes until 5 or 6 o'clock now. Gave her that feed, and she slept through until 7 again when Ben's alarm went off. He got up for work. She then played a little bit in the bed with us and had a feed at 8 o'clock. Now I'm out of bed and just about to go for a shower. So I'll check back in, let you know what's going on after I've had a shower and got myself a little bit more ready than this. So now that I'm out of the shower, it's time to get on with tidying up the bedroom, sorting out the stuff we've had overnight. So I've already made the bed when I jumped out of it this morning, just very quickly. It's not tidy at all. And this little cot doesn't make it very easy to do either, but there we go. So every night we bring up this box to bed with us. So at the moment it's got the Mac in just because I needed to grab it to delete some footage off the memory card. But we bring up our water cups in it every night, a load of breast pads. So these are some dirty ones from overnight that have been used and filled up with milk. Here's Emmy just chilling in her cot. She tends to be very, very amenable on a morning. She's a happy little baby when she wakes up. So that means I can go and have a shower, brush my teeth, put my contact lenses in, and she just kind of chills in her cot and just hiccups like this and talks to herself. So that's all good with me. So anyway, we also bring up 2 silicone breast pumps, which I've got here. This is our grow egg that tells us the temperature in the room. Got my water cup, and we've got a bottle full of milk, which I didn't bring up to bed with me. That's milk that I've expressed from the feeds. Ah, who are you talking to? Milk that I've expressed during the feeds overnight. So I pop one of these silicone pumps onto the other side from the one I'm feeding on, and it collects, oh dear, I've just said you're amenable on a morning. You're gonna cry now? Oh dear. So I generally collect a couple of these full of milk during the night and pop them into a bottle for storage. We used to bring up a cool bag as well and fill that with the bottles of milk, but now I only express usually at the morning feed, which is like 6 or 7 o'clock, and occasionally that 4 o'clock one in the night time. So we don't need a cool bag to store it in, because expressed breast milk can apparently be kept for up to 6 hours. Generally I only keep it for 3 or 4 hours at room temperature, but the guidance says it can be kept for up to 6 hours. Then also in that basket we'd brought up a muslin, which is in there. There's my phone comes in that, and then we keep these nappies and wipes beside the bed for the middle of the night changes. Luckily nowadays we don't need as many of those, but it's handy to have them there just in case. So first thing I'll do is tidy all of these into the box and get us all sorted to go downstairs. Hi baby boo, you ready to go downstairs? Should we go get dressed? Let's get you out your sleeping bag. So this is just a fairly cheap sleeping bag from IKEA. Yes, it was IKEA. At the moment it's been pretty tricky figuring out what dress. Oh my gosh, it's hard to do one-handed. Oh! It's been tricky to dress Emmy for bedtime because it's been really warm weather. So yes, it's been very tricky to dress Emmy for bedtime at the moment because of the warm weather. So we've been wearing in the really warm weather, she wore just a long-sleeved bodysuit with a sleeping bag over the top, a 1.3 tog randomly. And now it's cooled down a little bit again, but it's still warm. She's just in a sleep suit with a sleeping bag over the top with no vest underneath at the moment. I'm not sure if that's right. Who knows? There's been so much guidance out there about it. But I always check if she's warm enough by feeling her chest and her tummy and her back of the neck. I like to keep these folded over because she gets cold hands and feet, so her feet are in there. Or if she's in the sleeping bag in just her bodysuit with her legs out, I put some socks on, which come off in the middle of the night, don't they? And you can't tell by baby's hands and feet how warm they are, because apparently they can always be cold or always be warm, and it doesn't make a difference. So at least with these on, she's not scratching herself and she doesn't wake herself up because her hands are cold. So now let's go downstairs and get you dressed, shall we? Yes. So this is mine and Emmy's first stop on the morning in the nursery, where she has her first nappy change of at least the morning. And we get her dressed, and I've already taken the box full of stuff downstairs, popped the bottle of milk into the fridge so that that's cooling down, so that while we get ready everything is out the way and we can get on with the day. And this is her favourite person in the entire world, Mr. Wolf. She tries to talk to him. Don't you? Right, let's get you ready. So Emmy's at a funny sort of age right now where she's in between newborn sizing and the next size up. So you can get newborn up to 1 month and 0 to 3 months. And at the moment she fits some 0 to 3 months. She fits pretty much all up to 1 month. But she is starting to outgrow her newborn clothes. So what I am putting her in today is actually a combination. So we got this halfway dress, sorry Emmy girl. We got this dress with a little bodysuit underneath, stripy bodysuit, and the matching tights from my mum when she was just born. It's from M&S if anyone's interested. But the bodysuit she quickly outgrew. She's 7 weeks old, by the way, now for reference. So we've moved her up into 0 to 3 month bodysuits and vests like this one. This is from F&F at Tesco, and she's wearing this along with half of the newborn Winnie the Pooh outfit from M&S. So the tights still fit her because the tights were massive on her to start with. And we've, ooh, are you talking? We've got some other tights that my friend Rosie gave us, which are newborn. Oh, I've got that all twisted, haven't I? Let's do the other foot, shall we? Yeah, that's better. Yes, we've got some other tights that are newborn size from Sainsbury's, and they're too small on her now, but these ones were newborn size that came along with this outfit, and they were always too big and only just seem to fit her now. So baby clothing sizing does not make any sense whatsoever, is what we've come, this is the conclusion we've come to. It's difficult to get your foot in here, isn't it? Tights are never easy with babies. We've been trying to dress her more in real clothes during the daytime and sleep suits at night to get her into more of a routine of bedtime means pyjamas and daytime means proper clothes. But tights are not easy, are they? Let's put these tights on. Oh, there we go. They go very high up, don't they? And the last bit is a dress. Your little pinafore dress. Pop it on. So today's supposed to be fairly warm weather. I think up to like 15, 16 degrees. But there is supposed to be a lot of rain today and potential... Ooh, the lights just flickered. As I was about to say, potential thunderstorms today. Does that mean they're on their way? And we'd like to go down to the post office at some point. But I don't know if we'll manage that if there's going to be storms, so they might have to drive, but I'd like to go for a walk, wouldn't we? Right, and we are, or you are at least, you looking at Mr. Wolf? You're ready! There we go. Right, now time to go get Mummy ready. So while I get dressed, I pop Emmy into this little, don't know what you call it, a little breastfeeding cushion, I guess. She's just on the bed in this, and I'm literally right next to her, so just in case she decides at 7 weeks that she wants to roll over, not likely, but just in case, I'm right there and ready. Oh dear! And this is when she tends to get a little bit cranky because she wants to go downstairs, she doesn't want to sit there. So what I do is I pop on the hairdryer while I'm getting ready, then I dry my hair as well, and it tends to keep her happy, the white noise, while I'm getting dressed. This is the magic of the hairdryer. It's put Emmy fast asleep for her first morning nap. So she's been asleep for about 10 minutes while I've been drying my hair and doing my makeup. I don't always do makeup on a normal day when I'm just around the house, but since I'm filming a video today, I thought I'd better do. What I do is I leave the hairdryer on cool setting when it's just sat on the side, which is why I sped that bit up and put some music on because you don't want to hear a hairdryer blaring in the background. And since she's asleep in here, I'm going to spend a bit of time putting away that washing. There's some packing cubes we've just bought, and that's all our summer clothes that we've just got out in that vacuum bag over there. So I'm going to spend a bit of time putting those away while she's asleep, and then I suppose I can probably have my breakfast at some point after that, but since she's up here and asleep, I might as well use the time. The hairdryer off, I got a little bit of time to finish tidying up, and this little lady's just starting to come round now, but I've realised I've got a basket of washing in here, of Emmy's washing, so while she's still coming round, although there's some little squeaks happening which suggests she's maybe ready for her second breakfast, I'm going to pop her down into her cot. She doesn't sleep in here yet, she's only 7 weeks old, so I just pop her in it for daytimes if I'm in and around this room, because it's a safe place to keep her for that. So I pop her into there, and I'm going to put away her washing as quickly as possible before she explodes. Oh, come on then. Washing, and this little lady's starting to get a bit irritable. You've got a cranky face going on there. You look happy enough now, don't you? Honestly, as soon as I pick you up, bottom lip goes right back in. So just quickly, today I'm wearing a Matalan, both Matalan top and Matalan jeans. This is just nice, easy access for breastfeeding. I just lift it up, and it's just comfortable for running around the house. So we're going to pop downstairs, see if I'm allowed to tidy up a little bit down there and have some breakfast before this lady needs her second breakfast. We'll see how it goes. So I've come downstairs and luckily she's still feeling in quite a good mood. So I've managed to pop her down the playmat where hopefully she'll stay for at least 10 minutes to give me a chance to just have a quick, there we go, quick tidy up around here. I need to remake the Moses basket because she was sick in it yesterday morning and it had to have a wash. So I need to remake that because that's where she spends time during the daytimes when I need my hands free rather than when she's on the playmat. So I'll do that really quickly if I can, and then hopefully I can squeeze in some breakfast. Because Emmy's starting to feel a little bit cranky. Well, I said that about 10 minutes ago and you've been alright. I think I can get another 10 minutes out of her to clean the kitchen before I do her feed. So what we do is we feed on demand. She's breastfed at the moment. We've managed to get onto a bottle the last few days as well. Just because I had to go to a dentist appointment yesterday and my mum needed to take her for a while, so I really needed her to have a bottle. And she took one for me for a few days, she took one from Ben, and then yesterday she took one from my sister, which was amazing. So yeah, we feed on demand, which means it could be anywhere between every 1 and 3 hours during the daytime, and nap on demand as well. You're losing your tights. There we go. Right, you give me a couple of minutes to sort out the kitchen, and then we'll get on with feeding you. So quick kitchen tidy, we've got the box to sort out from last night. You need to take out the recycling. You need to put some stuff into the dishwasher. And I need to, sort out the milk in the fridge. Okay, go. So as you can probably see, the kitchen cleaning had to take a bit of a hiatus because I could hear Emmy's shouts had turned from I'm a little bit cranky to please feed me right now. So I came through and I've set up my little station here. So she's just feeding at the moment, you can probably hear. I've got my water cup. I had to grab a cereal bar quickly because, as I thought I didn't have time for breakfast, I've got the remote control for the TV. And I've got my, can you see, it's really difficult to do all in one go. Got my phone with the Huckleberry app on, which, hello, go on, back on. There we go, good girl. Which I use to track her feedings. I'm a little bit obsessive over it, but it's reassuring to me, so yeah. And yeah, I've got the muslin there as well, if you haven't noticed that before. And a baby feeding here. Feeding has got so much easier than the start. We're now at the stage where I can do other things while feeding her, so I have to be sat down, but I don't have to be in any specific position where, oh, my hair's all weird. At the start I had to be in a really specific position with the cushion in the right place and everything to make sure that I could get her latched on and I was comfortable. But now she's a bit bigger, I feel more comfortable with it, just kind of plopping her onto my lap a bit, and she just latches on a lot easier now and stays on as well. We're still struggling with an overactive letdown, which means that at the beginning my milk comes out really fast and she often chokes on it. In the first minute she comes on and off and on and off and on and off. I've dealt with this, I'll probably talk about it in more detail another day, but I've dealt with this by using a silicone pump to express a little bit of milk at the start, or I just let Emmy pull on and off, and I've got a muslin at hand ready to mop up any of the excess because it goes all over her face and all over her clothes. She's dealing with it a lot better now. Apparently babies start to deal with it a lot better as they get older. And yeah, we're getting on a lot better with breastfeeding nowadays, which is a massive relief, because at first I was thinking I was going to have to express and bottle feed her and keep trying with the breastfeeding, but I thought that was going to be it. But luckily we've managed with the breastfeeding. So I'm going to let her get on with that, because this could be half an hour or so. So I'll probably get on with watching some Gossip Girl while I'm waiting. I just put on like reruns of Gossip Girl because I really should be watching new things on Netflix. But yeah, and probably a bit of Instagram while I'm waiting for her to finish. So Emmy's just finished her second breakfast. She's a little bit awake now, so I popped her down into a Moses basket, and I've put some of the stickers that we've got on the wall in the nursery up on here as well. And right now she's looking at her favourite Mr. Wolf. I'm trying to reach him. It's like he's trying to stroke him. So hopefully I'll get a chance to finish cleaning the kitchen. But first I'm just going to give her her vitamin D drops. There we go. Vitamin D drops. It's recommended, I think, by the NHS. I don't know other places as well, but that babies, breastfed babies, get vitamin D, additional vitamin D, because they don't get it elsewhere. So we're going to have a vitamin D drop, and I'll get on with the kitchen. Because little Miss didn't want to settle in her Moses basket, so I'm going to be wearing her for a little bit while I clean the kitchen and put away the washing. So this is a baby carrier that I got on Amazon from a brand called Infantino. I bought it when it was on offer. I think it was about £25, and it's good from newborn. I think it's from £8 upwards, or it could be £9. Not definite, but from larger newborn. Just fastens at the back. It's really simple and easy and comfortable, and she loves being in it. She just snuffles away like this. You can see her face. She snuffles away and then usually falls asleep within about 10 minutes of being in it. So we'll do some cleaning. Emmy's milk. So I don't actually express at the moment, not with a pumping machine as such. I just use the silicone breast pumps that I showed you earlier. And generally I only use these overnight nowadays, so on the opposite side to the one that I'm feeding on. Occasionally throughout the daytime as well I'll use it in that way, or I'll use it to collect the letdown that I get. Very snuffly in there. Having a wide awake time. We'll go and play in a bit. So for example, I use this one. This is my bottle from last night that I filled up with 180 mils this morning from the 8 o'clock feed this morning. I collected 180 mils from the other side. So what I do is I pop them into these Lance No freezer bags. Very squeaky, headbutting me. So got 180 mils. You let me write. 180 mils. And the date today, Alexa, what's the date today?
It's Thursday, the 25th of April.
25th. And then these two bottles are from the night before. So you can keep these in the fridge for 6 days, I believe. It's 6 hours at room temperature, 6 days in the fridge, and 6 months in the freezer is what I've been told. I don't tend to keep them that long, or at least I haven't so far. We haven't had 6 months yet. And we've only just had 6 weeks. We've had 7 weeks, haven't we? So, and you can mix, as far as I know, don't take any of this as like the rules, because this is just what I've read and what I'm doing. So don't follow what I say. These, yeah. Anyway, you can mix together different sessions of express milk, as long as it's at the same temperature. So these two have been kept in the fridge for a day, so they're obviously the same temperature now. So I'm going to mix those into one bag. Oh dear, what's wrong? So anyway, I'll go on with that because I'm upsetting this one when I'm just stood here talking about it. While I was just doing that last bit of cleaning the kitchen, Emmy fell asleep. So you can see, I always think she looks like a little mouse when she's snuggled all asleep in here. So she's fast asleep in there. That's what her shouting was about. She was getting a bit tired. She wanted a nap. So I've realised that I've got a bit of washing to fold up in here. This is just some muslin, so I'm going to do that. And then I think that, weather pending, we are going to go for a walk down to post these parcels, or one parcel. I've got one parcel to post. So we might pop out to do that, although it does look like it's going to rain, which is annoying because I wanted to go for a walk while she was asleep. It's only sort of 10 minutes down the road, so I might get away with it. But I don't want to get wet. I will check the weather. So sorry for the terrible quality. I've never filmed any vlog stuff outside. I'm doing this on my phone right now because I don't want to bring out my camera with me. We're popping down to, it's not actually the post office, we're into the newsagents, so that I can post this parcel. And I've got Emmy here, I've got my raincoat on, and I've got this little hip bag here that I bought from John Lewis the other day for purposes just like this. It actually fits a nappy and some wipes into it, which is perfect, and it's just little enough to sit on there. So I'm going to go now because this is horribly jerky and I won't do it again on a mobile. So I'll see you in a bit. Just got back in from our walk. It was a little bit rainy. We didn't quite miss the rain. It just started spitting as we were walking there and just carried on the whole time. Luckily it was only about a 30-40 minute walk. You can see the robot lawnmower out there. And just as we got back in, Emmy started waking up. So I popped her down the play mat for a little bit. We're going to have some fun down here before she has her next feed, which I imagine will be soon. And we're also going to do a quick nappy change. So I keep these. Oh dear! What happened? There we go. So I'll just flip this around. We keep these little nappy caddies around the house. So they've got nappies, they've got wipes, they've got some cream in, although we don't really use the cream. It's got a rattle in because she really likes this for some reason, even though it's very loud. So that we've got one on every level of the house, so that we're ready to go. I'm also going to fill in a quick form. This is a home assessment visit form, for somebody who's going to look after the cats when we go away, because we're going away this summer, just for it's a long weekend technically to the Peak District with Ben's family. Oh, my foot looks really dirty. I'm sorry. We're going away for a long weekend to Peak District with Ben's family. And Ben's sister normally looks after the cats while we're away, so we need someone else to do it. So I'm going to fill in that form. And oh, and I was going to pop to the shops while I was dropping off the parcel, but since I was in the newsagents, since I was in the newsagents, I noticed they had these refreshers, which I had when I was in hospital. after I gave birth, and I forgot how good they are, so I decided to get some. So we'll do a quick nappy change and some playtime. I'll fill in this form, and then we'll probably be at lunchtime, at least for Emmy, and then for me later. I think you're starting to get hungry, aren't you? So I can tell when she's hungry because she starts sucking on my finger, but she started doing this new thing lately where she also noms on my finger really hard with her gums, and even though she's only 7 weeks, we're a little bit suspicious that she might be teething already. Yes, she's nearly 8 weeks, so we're seeing the health visitor tomorrow, so I'm going to ask them then if that could be possible, because there she's nomming away on my finger. She really wants to bite down on it, and she's been a little bit drooly, which is not normally normal for her. Come on, can you get this book? She's just started reaching for things recently. Just starting to reach and try and grab things. She's managed to grab a couple of things so far, some toys. So this girl is bang on with her timings. It's midday. Oh, the loop on my top's out. Can't do anything about it now. It's bang on midday, 2 hours after she had her last feed. So she had a breakfast, a brunch, and now she's on to her lunch. Yeah, she knows her timings. So as you can see, we've moved into a different room now. This is our garden room, and we spend time in here when the weather's nicer. So now it's warmed up a bit because we don't have heating in this room. We can only come in when it's actually warm in here. We've got a little radiator that we've popped on the wall over there, but it's really cold the rest of the time. So we've moved into here now. And yeah, I'll let Emmy get on with her lunch, and then hopefully she's going to let me have my lunch because I only had that cereal bar for breakfast, which wasn't enough. I've been hungry for like an hour now. So during this feed, I managed to have my Kindle near me by accident, so that was lucky. Instead of messing around on my phone, I've also got the laptop nearby as well. I've got my Kindle and I've got my cat. That's a Charlie cat. So we've just finished Emmy's lunch, and she's in a pretty good mood right now. She generally is quite happy after she's had something to eat. Sometimes a little bit sleepy, but she's quite awake right now. She had a good nap in a carrier this morning. She's staring outside at something at the moment. Ooh, seen something interesting. She likes sitting up like this at the moment. She loves being upright. She loves looking around. Look at that double chin. Look at that. She loves looking around and seeing what's around her. So she loves to sit upright and facing outwards at the moment. Sometimes up on my shoulder because she can see over my shoulder then. She doesn't like being held like in a cradle hold anymore. She's like, I'm not a baby, mummy. I'm not a baby. She is a baby. Tiny baby. So I'll give her a little bit of time sat here looking around, and then I'll try and put her down so I can get some lunch. Maybe I'll try her on the play mat or possibly her swing. She's not ready for an afternoon nap yet, so I'll give her a bit of time. Emmy finished her lunch, so now it's time for my lunch. I tried her on a play mat for a few minutes and she was not having it, so I popped her into the swing. She loves this swing. She loves watching the houses jiggle around in front of her. So yeah, I'm having my lunch now, which is just on my knee. This is leftover carrot and parsnip gnocchi with spinach and pine nuts from Miguel Barclay. Miguel Barclay I'm going to go for. His new vegan book. I've also added some feta cheese to it, which I know is not vegan, but just to add a little bit of something to it because there wasn't a lot left over from last night. And a packet of salt and vinegar crisps because, let's be real, you need crisps with lunch. Just missed a massive flash and a bang. It's thundering outside. It's absolutely pouring down, and there's massive crashes of thunder and lightning happening. And this little one is sleeping right through it all. Her first thunderstorm and she's fast asleep. I popped her into this swing about an hour ago. Technically they shouldn't really sleep in the swing, but if they fall asleep in it, from what I've read anyway, and you keep an eye on them, don't leave them unattended, you can switch it off and leave them there to sleep. I'm not going to wake a sleeping baby. This might, but I'm not. So in the meantime, I've written a blog post. I've got, oh, rain. I've got About a Boy playing on Netflix, just an old film I can just have playing in the background. Hello. Hello, little one. Emmy's just come around from a nap. Hello. She's had a really long nap, actually. It's been about, well, it's been 3 hours since her last feed. I was trying to think how long it took her to go to sleep after her last feed. She probably had at least a good 2 hours sleep. Oh, good girl. Yeah, so we're at nearly 4 o'clock now. So she's definitely going to be ready for her next feed now. She normally only goes an hour, between now and 3 hours during the daytime. So we're getting up to that time now. We're getting all sorts of strange motions going on here with her face as she wakes up. So you can see Emmy and I have moved back into the living room this afternoon because of the horrible weather that we had earlier. Yes, the garden room went all dark and cold, so we decided to come in here instead. We've had a nappy change after she's woken up and she's on with her afternoon feed. And while she was asleep, I managed to get on with doing quite a bit of blog work, a lot of blog admin type stuff, working online, editing videos, editing photos and stuff like that. So I had a really good stretch of being able to do things, which was very nice. You'd think I'd know by now that as soon as you change one nappy, you're going to have to change it again. You'd think you'd know, wouldn't you? So, soon as I started feeding her, just after we'd done a nappy change, and it was just a wet one before. You laughing? You're laughing at it? What happened when I started feeding her? Oh, a little rumbling started in the nappy, and now we've just had to have another nappy change as soon as her feed's finished, because she was a stinky girl. And this little girl is happy. She's had a feed, she's got a clean nappy. Generally tend to stick to an eat, play, sleep routine somewhat. It's not intentional, it just kind of happened. And just cut out the play bit at night time. Oh, that was a nice noise. So we're into playtime now. And at some point I'll have to start making tea before Daddy comes home from work. Boo! Whose nose is this? Boop! Oh, I missed! Ah, Mummy missed. Right, some playtime then. Wave bye-bye to the camera. Wave bye. Good girl. Can you tell Mum what you're doing? We're practicing some tummy time, aren't we? Where are you going? So we did a bit of tummy time. Now we're doing some playing with the toys again on here. She's starting to hit them and at least she's trying to reach for them. She was just trying to reach my face a minute ago as well. Put her hand in my mouth, bopped me on the nose a few times. She's really trying. She's really coming on in development at the moment. It's so much fun to see every day how much she's changing and how good she's getting at doing things like this. It's just... oh dear, it's crazy. Guess what we're back down here for again? Another nappy change. And it's been what? Half an hour? And somebody's gone and filled a nappy again. Clearly wasn't finished the last time. So after that nappy change, which was absolutely huge, that one. I don't know where that came from. We've reached that fussy time of day for Emmy. So it's about 5:20 now. I had a couple more smiles, but now she's on to eating again. And we'll probably have another couple of feeds. Ben will probably end up cooking. Oh, are you back on? Ben will probably end up cooking tea because I'm feeding the baby on the sofa. And then we'll have tea. Oh dear. And I better go because she's fussing.
Filming me?
What do you mean, why am I filming you? It's a day in the life. So Daddy's just come home from work now. Smile. Don't you been in a vlog before, have you?
I don't want to be in a vlog.
Right, let's go into the kitchen. So Emmy's just woken up from her nap. She had a bit of a nap after her last nappy change and a quick 4-minute feed. So we're going to chop up some veg for tea. We're having, what are we having? Miguel Barclay's phyllo tart thing. It's something that we saw on Asda's Instagram, so we're going to have a go at doing that. Oh, some big eyes there. Big eyes. So we're going to have a go at making that for our tea. So would you like to have on what happened?
Phyllo's off.
Phyllo went mouldy, so we've had to have a quick trip to the co-op to buy some more pastry. Unfortunately, they don't have phyllo, so we've got puff pastry, but it's going to work still, so it's okay. So we're going to do that. Emmy's in her swing, shouting, because it's cranky time of night. So we'll see how this goes with the puff pastry. So in a different location now, we're upstairs on the landing because this is where Emmy gets her bath. You're having a nice time in there. You're having a lovely time, aren't you? Emmy loves having her bath. So while T's finishing cooking in the oven, I thought we'd get started on the nighttime routine. So at the moment she has a bath. She used to have a bath every couple of nights, every 3 nights. We're going to start trying to do every night. You watching the camera? Can you see it? We're starting to do every night. Not necessarily washing her every night, just at least letting her have a splash around in the warm water because she actually loves having baths. She smiles occasionally in the bath now. But she just tends to sit there very happily, and even if she's been crying before, she's all chilled when she goes in the bath. So we're giving her a quick bath, then we'll put her pyjamas on, and the plan tonight is to put her down into her Moses basket when we go downstairs after I've given her a quick feed, and hopefully that'll get her into a bit more of a nighttime routine, whereas normally I sit with her splash, 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 splash. I sit with her falling asleep on me. I can't stop looking at her when she's in the bath. Got to keep an eye on her. Normally I let her fall asleep on me on an evening. But yeah, we're gonna try and get her to fall asleep in a Moses basket. Are you splashing around? Oh, nice splash around in there. Good girl. So we'll see how it goes. Just a quick one because she's a little bit upset because she's ready for her last feed. This is a new little sleep, well, it's not new, it's her first time wearing this sleep suit, which is one that I believe was her first ever present from her grandma, my mum, when she found out I was pregnant. It's the first time she's wearing it. It's not 3 months and it's been much too big on her until now. And suddenly she pulls it out. My little baby isn't a baby anymore. Although I probably won't be thinking that when I look at this in a few years' time. She's so baby, but she's not a tiny baby. Right, let's go downstairs. Tea's ready. And we've got to talk quietly because Emmy's trying to go to sleep in her Moses basket for the first time tonight, being put down after eating and after a bath. So I've done a chorizo, oh, it's a bit dark. I've done a chorizo and olive tart, and Ben's got his curried vegetable thing, and I've got some of it too. Go away. You're too loud. So we're ending the day where we started it, in the bedroom. We've got Emmy down here asleep in her Moses basket. She managed to stay down when I put her down earlier in the living room, which is the first time she's done that. So that was a success, a massive success. Got the box ready to unpack everything for the night. And that's the end of our day. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and let me know if you did. Leave me a comment below, give it a thumbs up and subscribe and all those things. And I'll see you next time. Bye.